Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this fabulous Puerto Rican beef stew or carne guisada in the Instant Pot. And I am going to just be using these ingredients right here. I have about 1.5 pounds of stew meat already cut up. It comes like that in the packet. Some potatoes. These are about 3 of these yellow potatoes. You can use any potatoes you'd like. Have some baby carrots. I'm not going to be using sazon for this, so I like to exchange it out for the ground turmeric instead. Some oregano, tomato sauce, adobo of course, some olives, you can omit those if you'd like, Worcestershire sauce. I know Puerto Rican people usually don't use Worcestershire sauce in their food, but let me tell you, it is an awesome thing and I've been using it anytime that I do stews with beef. I like to use it. I have a lime. I always like to add a little bit of acidity to the stews. A little packet of the beef bullion, los cubitos en polvo de carne. So I usually use the piggy ones when I'm making rice and stuff. For the beef stew, I like to use the beef one. Some olive oil. You can use any oil of your choice. And since I have not made my sofrito, I'm out of sofrito, I just took all the things and chopped it up. So I have cilantro, about 1/4 of a green pepper, half a small onion, and about 3 to 4 garlic cloves in here. And of course, our Instant Pot. It's gonna be more about 2 teaspoons of adobo, about half a teaspoon of the turmeric. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of the oregano. I love oregano. 1 tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix everything together. Now, the very first part that we're gonna do is just cook the meat. So I'm not worried about vegetables right now. What I'm going to be doing is once I set this thing to go, I'm going to be making the rice while the meat is cooking in the Instant Pot. Kind of like work more efficiently. Not that this is done, I also forgot to say that I am going to be using some cornstarch later on after the stew is done to thicken it, to give it like a thicker consistency. I'm gonna put my Instant Pot on saute mode and I'm going to take the olive oil. I'm just gonna coat underneath, maybe like a tablespoon or 2. I'm just gonna be browning my meat first. Once our oil is hot, you can choose to do this numerous ways. You can choose to put your meat a little bit at a time or all of it in at a time. Your preference, it's okay. I'm gonna put all of my meat in there at a time. I'm gonna keep this bowl over here on the side because since I don't have my sofrito already made, I'm going to remove my meat. I'm gonna put my meat back in here just to saute my cilantro and kind of make my own little sofrito on the side. So I'm gonna let these things brown for a couple minutes. I think I have a better angle now. Look how beautiful that meat is looking in there. Oh, yum. It's gonna be yummy. Now that our meat is out, if you wanna add some more olive oil, you're welcome to. I'm just gonna use the juices and whatever's left in there to saute these. So I'm adding the cilantro, the onion, the garlic, and the peppers. You don't have to if you're just using sofrito, but since, like I said, I don't have any made right now, that's what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna saute, I'm gonna sofreír all these yummies in there and let it release all those good flavors for a couple of minutes. So after sauteing this, your house is gonna smell so fabulous. It is so good. I'm gonna go ahead and add my meat to the mixture. My already pre-browned meat. Mix that all together. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add my tomato sauce. And I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. Since I'm making a stew, I want some liquid in there. At this time, I'm also going to add my beef bouillon. It's gonna be full of so much good flavor. Give everything one really good mixing. Make sure all of that is integrated very well. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to cook my meat first. After my meat is done cooking, if I feel like I need to adjust the flavor of it, I will do that. But for right now, that's all I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna click cancel, and I'm going to pressure cook this meat for about 20 minutes on high pressure. I'm gonna make sure that it's sealed up here, everything is sealed, and let it be. In the meantime, while this is getting cooked, I'm going to go over and start working on my yellow rice and beans. So my yummy rice is cooking right now, and I got about a minute left on my meat. After that minute is up, I'm going to let it do a natural release for 5 minutes before I release the remaining pressure. And then I'm going to be adding my potatoes that I've already peeled and diced, and my carrots and olives. Now that it has been 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick release. Now the quick release is done, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. All right, you see, yummy little stew. We're gonna give it a taste, and you're gonna adjust according to your liking. So give it a little taste, if it needs a little salt, if it needs a little adobo, whatever it might need. To me, personally, this tastes just right. But that's me. Like, I don't put a whole lot of salt in my food or anything of the sort. So to me, this is fine. And then you're gonna see that the meat is still probably going to need a little bit of time. Okay, your fork can go through it. It's not super soft yet. This is where we're gonna put the rest of the stuff in. Okay, once you tasted it and tried to figure out if it needed anything else and added all that good stuff, I'm gonna put in the potatoes. Carefully so you don't get burned because it's hot in there. And I'm going to add about half of the bag of the baby carrots. I forgot the olives, guys. How could I forget the olives? You can put as many olives as you want. I'm only gonna put a handful because I'm the only one at home that likes them, so I just wanna have a handful of olives. You can add all sorts of stuff in here. You can add bay leaves, whatever you like. Now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and cover it up, and we're gonna cancel this again, and we are going to pressure cook it for about potatoes to be too soft. Okay, I'm gonna say 3 minutes. I'm gonna pressure cook it for 3 minutes. All right, guys, so it's been doing a natural release for 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and release the rest. All right, let's see how yummy and delicious our Carne Guisada turned out. Oh, wow, look how beautiful it looks. Doesn't it just look scrumptious? You see how the consistency is like this, a little bit too watery. So my mom usually would take like a potato, and if the potato's really soft, she just crushes that and puts that in. I'm personally gonna use a little bit of cornstarch just to thicken it a little bit. I'm gonna click cancel, and I'm gonna put on saute mode. So I'm only gonna add about 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch. Always mix your cornstarch with water. If not, it bubbles up. Anytime that you're making gravy, do not add the cornstarch directly to it. It'll bubble up. Just simply add a little bit of water to dilute it down and make it liquidy, and then add it in there. I'm gonna mix that in there. I'll give a couple minutes for that to thicken up, and in the meantime, I'll go serve the rice. My friends, you're going to see that this meat comes out so nice and tender. Look at this. I just want to show you guys. Look at this. Fork tender. You see that? It just pulls apart. It is so good. Nice and soft. Perfect. All right. To me, that looks thick enough. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. All right. Now here is my rice. I'm just simply going to use my ladle. Okay. Look at this goodness. Oh my gosh. It is just that simple and delicious. Now it's your turn to give it a try, and please make sure to go ahead and let me know in the comments below how yours turns out. I always love hearing from you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.